What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jay Rich, back to bring you MLB props for Saturday, July the 23rd. Yesterday, we hit on some good ones, man. We hit on some good ones, but unfortunately, Juan Soto, Josh Bell got screwed. They got killed by Zach Gallen. Zach Gallen pitched a phenomenal game, but unfortunately today I have some bad news to report. Our free square down in Miami, Jorge Soler, they took him off the board. They said enough is enough. He's going under too much. We can't take him anymore. Soler went under. Garrett Cooper went under. Paredes went under. I mean, this is why, you tap in. Unfortunately, like I said, Juan Soto couldn't get it done. Zach Gallen pitched phenomenally. Springer, the Blue Jays, 28 runs on the Red Sox. Lord have mercy. All players on the Blue Jays roster had 2 hits. Insane what happened in Boston yesterday. And I am scared to say that I am considering making a run at Cutter Crawford's over strikeouts at 4, and I will explain to you guys why once I get through the hitter props right now. So let's start off with Freddie Freeman, Charlie Blackman, Austin Riley, Paul Goldschmidt, and Randy Arozarena. Garrett Cooper again made the list, over-under of 6 points up against Jose Quintana of the Pittsburgh Pirates. I do like an under today. Like I mentioned, last 14, 1.6, last 7, 1.25. Cooper has been awful, just awful. I mean, Miami in general has been terrible. If he's in the lineup today, I do like him for an under. You see, even on the season, he's only averaging 6.45 points. So I do like him for an under. The 2 guys I'm targeting for overs are Freddie Freeman and Paul Goldschmidt. Paul Goldschmidt played great yesterday. He hit a home run in Cincinnati. We know what Cincinnati is from a ballpark factor, 1.19. Paul Goldschmidt up against Mike Minor, who has been terrible. And on top of that, Cincinnati bullpen has also been terrible, giving up a ton of runs. Now, on the other side, St. Louis as well did get crushed yesterday. Cincinnati put up 9 runs. They as well put up a ton. But I think that Paul Goldschmidt's one of the safest plays today. Love what he's doing right now. I love the way he's been playing. And, we've been taking him a lot this season. You see the last 7, 20 fantasy points per game. Really driven by the performance he put up yesterday. Just phenomenal. I will be rolling with him again today against Minor. I think it's a great matchup. And then Freddie Freeman, 16.22 over his last 14, 16.33 over his last 7. You see the way these guys are playing right now. 2 hits per game, 4 total bases per game, a run per game, an RBI per game, an extra base hit per game up against Alex Wood. Freddie Freeman's been on fire, like straight fire, and I would be willing to take him today. Charlie Blackman has looked pretty good, but up against Brandon Woodruff, who is a good pitcher. He did struggle in his last matchup, but overall, I do think there's opportunity here. We saw that Colorado blew the game yesterday in Milwaukee in the 9th inning, and Charlie Blackman has been playing pretty well. You see 12.89 over his last 14, 13 over his last 7. I don't mind playing him or Austin Riley up against Patrick Sandoval. Riley, we've talked about the ups and downs. We were riding his hot streak for a little while. He kind of came back down, and now we're seeing how he's going to fit in after the All-Star break. But I think I'm just willing to bet on what's going to happen in Cincinnati. Again, St. Louis, Cincinnati will have probably the highest over-under on the slate. So again, projecting a ton of runs. We know that Goldschmidt's going to bat in the middle of that lineup. And up against Mike Minor, I do really like this matchup a lot. I think he's going to build off what he did yesterday and have another great game. Freddie Freeman is just on fire. I mean, I don't need to say much about Freddie Freeman. The fact that he only has a total of 7.5 is really just probably the fact that Alex Wood is a great pitcher. But the Dodgers just been playing so well this season, so well recently, that I'm just willing to ride with Freddie Freeman again. As good as the Dodgers are and as good as Freddie Freeman has been, I think there's a world where he goes over pretty easily. You see I'm projected for 14.3 points. His line's only 7.5, 90% edge. And then Charlie Blackman's next on the list. Honestly, I like all these guys. The only one I'm not really going after is Randy Arozarena. You guys know me and Arozarena. I'm not really bought in right now. I'm not really all in on what he's doing. He's a great player, but I can't quite get there with Arozarena. I don't think the matchup's quite right. I think Brady Singer can come up and play well in this matchup. And then Cooper, obviously, for an under. Whether you want to go after Blackman, Riley, Goldschmidt, I think they're all great options. I personally, if it was my money, I'd be taking Freddie Freeman, Paul Goldschmidt, and Garrett Cooper, and I'd be mixing and matching those. So, you take one with Freddie and Cooper, one with Goldschmidt and Cooper, and one with Freddie and Goldschmidt, as well as a 3-pick where you power play all 3 of them together. So if they all hit, you're great. And so that's kind of where I would be going. And then even if one of 3 of those hit and you only play the 2-pick power plays, you are still covered on those bets. So I do like that a lot, and those are kind of the guys I'd be targeting for today. And so, getting back to Cutter Crawford, the Blue Jays put up 28 runs yesterday. The Red Sox used a ton of pitchers. Now, the reason why I'm targeting Cutter Crawford, he has an 11.6, I believe, K per 9. So he's got 11.6 K per 9, one of the highest on the slate. And so that's the main reason why I like him. His K per 9, hold on, let me see. What is it? It is 11.18, so almost 11.2. And the biggest thing is that he's up against the Blue Jays, who have been striking out at a 24.5% rate to right-handed pitching. So that is good. That's a good number. You know, anytime you see around 23, 24%, that's good. I think they're going to need to get a lot of length out of Cutter Crawford because he has to pitch well. Like they can't afford to have another guy blow up, and they use a ton of relievers. Yes, they're off the All-Star break, but they used a ton of relievers yesterday. They don't want to have to do that again. I think they're going to give Cutter Crawford some leash, and he's been pitching really, really well. And so I wanted to quickly show you guys the game log for Cutter Crawford because it's very interesting. So he's gone over he's got 6 or more strikeouts in 4 of his last 5 games, sorry. So he's got 6, 6, 8, 3, and 7. Now that is up against the Seattle Mariners, St. Louis, who he didn't hit it against, but then he went 6+ in 3 straight games against Tampa Bay Rays, the New York Yankees, and then the Rays again. You see he's been getting some innings as well, 5.1, 5, 6, not allowing a ton of runs, but the strikeouts have been there, 8, 6, 6 in his last 3 starts. So I really like Cutter Crawford today. I think that teams and people are kind of just scared based off of what he's going. You see these projections here, projected for 5 innings and 4.9 strikeouts. So he should be right there. He should be right there with every shot of going over in this matchup. So for me, I would be willing to place a bet on Cutter Crawford on PrizePicks right now. He's only at 4. You know, he's opened at 4.5. People bet him down. They think, you know, oh, he's not going to get there. I think he's got the talent. I think he's got the stuff, and I think the Jays are going to be trying to, you know, do what they did last night again. I don't think their approach is going to be where it needs to be. You know, coming off a big win like that, you know you're going to be expecting the Red Sox to be angry, to be upset, to want to come back, enact their revenge. Now, they are up against Alek Manoah, so I don't know if that's going to happen, but I'd be willing to bet on Cutter Crawford over 4 strikeouts on PrizePicks. Like I mentioned, he's hit 6+ in 4 of his last 5 games, and they're not against bad opponents, against Seattle, New York, and Tampa Bay twice. So some good opponents, some good matchups, and I think that Crawford can do it again, knowing that they need some length out of that starting pitcher because of what happened yesterday in Boston. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to drop me a like and subscribe for future content. As always, if you tail, give them hell, and if we fail, do not bail. I will not be back tomorrow, but I will be back on Monday for more MLB picks. And if you tailed my CFL picks, those hit as well. So hopefully you guys checked that part out at the end of the video yesterday. I may make a video on that next week. There is games tomorrow, but I won't be doing a video on that. I'll be out all day. But I'll see you guys on Monday. Good luck today. Make some money, and I'm out. Peace.